right, so they've been drying together, and here's how I finish them. These ones I just pop off using an equal pressure around. Sometimes they need to dry out a little bit more. This one might not be coming off. And you gotta wonder, did I even cut it? Yes, I did. Okay, we're gonna wait on that one. Let's get one that we can do. Put that on the side so I know. Take this one. These might not be ready. The first one just came right off. I usually like do one before I make a video, so then I know. But I don't know. I do not know. Okay. So let's first clean this out. So I save these because you can make a rattle out of them. You can bisque these and then make a rattle. So whenever I poke holes, I think it's fun to save the pieces inside. And yeah, then you can make little pinch pot rattles. Adult rattles. So depending on how crummy it is, I might sometimes wait before I do the inside, or I might clean the inside and outside at the same time, like this. This one, it just didn't seem to have too many crumbs. Looking back at the holes, they look pretty good. There's like one tiny little crumb I see, or a couple little crumbs, and I'll just clear that out with a pin tool. Now I'm seeing them all. Yeah, so if you do one and then wait and let it dry out a little bit longer, then you won't have that. So actually what I normally do would be doing this in production, where I wipe all the outsides and then I'd wipe all the insides. This one needs a little bit more cleaning than usual. It looks like I struggled a little bit when I cut it off. It wasn't a clean cut. I think that my wire broke in the middle of one of these. I was using a single-stranded wire to cut these off. There's some other ones that I have of these that are still on the bats on the bottom. These ones I pulled off by hand, but I made a few extras yesterday, and I made them on the square bats, and I will finish those differently, because being on the bat gives me a little advantage of having a chuck for the lid, and then I could put this on the wheel relatively effortlessly and do all this on the wheel. Okay. It's getting rid of anything that looks like it doesn't belong. This is pretty soft, pretty thin at the center. I'm going to push that back down. Okay, now let me put that on the side. And outside is clean. And the inside is clean. I guess I already did that one. I didn't even remember. I'll just look it over while it's in my hand, because it is in my hand and it won't be in my hand too many times in its lifetime. So, looks good. Set it aside to dry. Let's see another one. Okay. Okay, not coming off. Leave it on the side for later. No little crummies. And these ones, since I am leaving them on the side for later, I might as well clean the outsides of these, because like I was saying, it's nice to do one, then let it dry, and then do the other. It seems to be sitting on top of something. own way. This seemed like it was sitting on top of something. Let's see what's uneven there. Okay, back to good. This one was finished, is that right? I'm not very organized here right now. Okay, let's get another one. Hey, there we go. Okay. Now here, I have some little goobies. This too is easier on the wheel. I just use my magic rib and scrape off excess. Then wipe, supporting this a little bit underneath the rim. Just had a sense that this rim might be a little bit vulnerable if I were to put pressure on it, but maybe I'm wrong. Pottery is so amazing, you know, making things that people actually use, they might have for 30 or 50 years, you know. Each one of these pieces could be, you know, in somebody's kitchen or in somebody's family for a really long time. It's kind of fun to think about that while you're making it. Like, where's this one going to wind up? Who's going to have this? Will they love it? Will it be perfect? Will it be a talking piece, you know, when people come to your house? Where'd you get that? It's so cool. Is that handmade? It doesn't look handmade. All the conversations we can imagine people having about our work. And for me, on my side, I kind of think of myself as a mother of orphans, you know. I give them all up for adoption, almost all of them. In the back row with the finished ones. Some of these are a little bit bigger, but they all have almost the same opening, the same diameter. So I can make the lids universal. This one feels like it's gonna come, but it also feels stuck. I just have a sense that this one's ready. Another option would have been to not cut it until now. And yeah, that's not coming. If I had waited, you know, then it would come off really easy. But if I were to try to cut it right now, it would be double cut, and then I would have like a big mess to clean up. Don't want to ever double cut your pots. Here it comes. We got a little bit to go. Try to make that go all the way around instead of peeling it up on one side. Get it symmetrical. There we go. And then I'll push it back down. Okay. Put this here. Here's the problem. Let's see if I can roll some. Yeah?
Are you making a recording?
I am. Why?
Probably close that door then. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
This one's kind of a loose format recording. It's not like a
But guess what?
professional.
You don't want my thing in the background.
Okay, thanks, babe. Guess I don't want his thing in the background.
She really likes her antler.
I know. She wanted to take it outside and bury it.
Sure, yeah.
Like $20 antler from the animal feed store. There we go. Okay. Isn't isn't it nice if you don't have to do all that stuff, if it's just perfectly nice and clean? That's why waiting might be a better idea, waiting to cut it. And this cut surface also becomes, you know, a highlight of the pot, because I'll do a decoration on the lid, maybe a garlic clove. That'd be clever. So yeah, perfectly flat is ideal. Not always possible, but ideal. Okay, so let's clean this one up. Oops, get rid of these guys. You gotta use your fingers, otherwise they stick. Yep, still some more in there. Still some more. Okay. By the way, when I was choosing my design, I tried to pick one that had like a nice pattern but the least amount of holes, because you know you can really do a lot extra for not a good reason. Punching lots and lots of holes doesn't need that much. Just a little bit of air, little dab will do ya. I always support this with my hand as I clean it, because that's the most vulnerable part of this pot, since it does have holes. So just a hand on it will give it a little bit of support. Okay, you're done. And then all we have left is these ones that weren't ready before. Let's see if anything's changed, or if I can be a little bit more aggressive with them. If not, I'll put them kind of near the heater. Oh, I felt a little give there. Maybe not. Yeah, I'm not gonna mess with this. I'm just gonna put them near the heater, and they will pop off in a little while. Let's get them over here. Okay. 1, 2. Over here and do a couple from start to finish on the wheel. So, oopsie. Okay. Not start to finish, but a lot of these parts of the process. This is a nice move because we have heat over here. Okay, here's some tools. These guys. This guy. Okay. There we go. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Gonna lower my seat down. And put one of these in. So now these, because I have these, bases, I thought they were gonna be stuck, but they're not. So if I really wanted to do a good job of this, I only made 3 of these yesterday, just to make a couple extras. But better would have been waiting to cut them, because now it's not stuck there. But this just came right off, that's nice. Okay, so let's see how this is. Just to clean it like this, with the pot as the chuck. Keeping one finger in the middle. All right, and just any last little boogie guys. Okay, set that aside. We have to poke our holes, in which case I want to be much lower. Okay, so let's go ahead and finish the base first. Doesn't have to be centered perfectly for this. I can travel around with it, just cleaning. But it is easier if it is centered. Okay. Oh, and this is a soft base, so I'm not going to go right to the very middle because it is caving on me. I'm starting to burn up here. There we go. Okay. Now I'd rather have a clean surface here. So I need a tool to clean the surface. I'll just use one of these. A little bit of clay is great for gripping, but it also will make marks. So what I wanted to do was, let's sign this. Amy 25, and then, I've been stamping these, and for that I need a little bit of counter pressure. Always getting up and getting things. Until you get into your production mode and you got everything going on. Right now, these little batches, they tend to take the most time. So I'm going to set this down on that. A little bit of counter pressure so I can put a stamp and have all the letters look good. Yay! Now I will press the bottom down again, flatten it back out. Okay, and then I want my, let me see here carefully. Okay, I want my holes to make sense with the way that I signed it, so I will orient that like that and poke my holes. I'm doing 5 down, straight line. If you have one of those levels, this would be the perfect time to use it. I just eyeball it. The idea is that this side is the one that goes against the wall, so it's in the dark, so the garlic is not exposed to light. And then I'll do 2 and 1. 5, 2, and 1. And over here, 2 and 1. I'll turn it around so you can see it in a second. 2 and 1. So with these now, what I need to do is let them dry out. I can poke some of these holes all the way through with the little chunkies from the hole punching. If it was a little drier, they just come out maybe by themselves sometimes. Okay, so now we have this and this, and then I need to sit it on the side to dry the rest of the way so I can clean it up tomorrow or later tonight, especially if I leave this heat on. Okay, so there's that. Let's go to the next. I'm gonna see, let's see, is this just gonna come right off? Maybe not. Okay, so let me pop that out. Okay, these ones still need to be cleaned. Okay, so let's try this one. Stormy out. Wow, really stormy out. Okay, how about this? There it goes. This one feels like I could pull the flange right off the pot, so I'm gonna wait on that one. It's gonna go with its friends. Uh-oh. There it goes. And how about this one? Hey, that one came out so easily. Okay, so let me put that back on this. This guy I'll clean. Let's see here. Pop it out. Ready for next time. this will stay on its back. Enough for me to clean up the lid. That's all I really want it for on the bat. Ah, this is a nice easy one. Shoot, there's a little bump in here. A little bit of extra clay. Just scrape that off with my fingernail. Whoopsie, there it goes. Oh, you can't really see, can you? Okay, whoopsie. Okay. So just trying to keep it. This is one of those times that like those spinners for your finger would be helpful. Picky, 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 picky. Okay, great. Put that on the side. Flip this over. Clean that up. Sometimes it's not worth it. It's just a little thin and a little wet. I almost never do this. Have a tool just with one hand. And I have to prop myself on the splash pan. Okay, now see? Get that back to flat. Poke my holes. Gotta check the bottom. There it is. I'll do it like this. 5. 2 and 1. Not 2. And 1. Okay, poking through. see what else we have here. This one still needs its holes. That was the one that didn't have, that the lid wasn't coming off. So I'll finish everything but the lid. The tools on the spinning wheel, especially sharp ones or wet ones like a bucket. Mhm. Mhm. Okay, poke the holes, set it up. Straight opposite from me. And 5. Wow. Three and three. Okay. Great. Okay. I think they might all be poked out, but let me check. And I'm gonna put that back on here. On this one. Oopsie. Go over here. Shoo. Okay. And you. And yes. Okay. Now I'll just check and see if these guys have possibly dried enough for me to pull them off finally. Not like it's so quick drying in here or anything. Ooh, I think I got it. Maybe not. Yeah, I'm knocking it off. Okay. Let's have patience. Patience, patience. We'll do it later. Alright. That's it for working on my garlic keepers. I think they're going to be great. I'll clean these bats. Lots of ways to clean bats, but since I'm just sitting here, whoopsie, I'll do this like this. If I had a scraper, I would just use that. Actually, this is called a blue scraper tool. But what I mean is like going like that, scraper. Either way, whatever floats your boat. Alright. Time to clean up a little bit, clean up this wheel. The bat. And I had a couple other bats over here. I think I put them here. I'll just go ahead and clean those because I don't see myself using square bats anytime soon. But when I do use square bats, I try to use them like several days in a row, so I don't have to clean them in between. I just leave that pad of clay on there, and then I'm ready for the next pot. So that's a really big time saver. Okay, come on out. How about right here? There you go. It's such a good feeling getting the bats cleaned off. I know my future self will be so happy to have a bunch of square bats all clean and nice and ready for my next project. Wonder what it'll be. Bowls. Yeah, because we're moving on in my cohort, we're moving on to larger cylinders and smaller cylinders. Those don't need bats, square bats at least. Okay, here's one that I didn't do. I'm taking care of my past self now. And my future self. So I will moisten that. And that's great. Okay. Now I am truly done. Thanks for spending half an hour with me in the studio. It's a weird world right now, and maybe hanging out in the pottery studio for half an hour is helpful to somebody. I hope so.